जवेरिया वो जो बैकग्राउंड है वो मेरे से सेट नहीं हो रहा बैक साइड पे. Let me see. Okay, meeting has started.
We are live. Let me check that we are live. Okay, no problem, Uruj. You can just turn on your camera and you can blur the background. Or just the background, it's okay. Okay, so anybody can confirm me that we are live?
Yes, we're live.
We are live.
And we are doing multi-streaming right now. We are going live from our two pages, Elite Club KSA, Elite Literature Society, and our YouTube. Okay. Okay, Fawad.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, dear viewers, for joining us today. And it is a very special day throughout because today is the Social Justice Day of the world, and it is 20th of February. So we are speaking of social equality around the globe. The reason this whole forum and this chain of command was presented by the UNO, it was just to tackle the poverty and the socio-economic exclusion around the globe, and of course the unemployment which is taking place since the pandemic. So this is certainly a special day, and I welcome you all once again. As you all know, Elite Club always brings you nothing but the latest, and it's been founded since 2008, and I can tell you that we have been working on different skills development programs. We have been doing workshops for children, and apart from that, Mrs. Javeri Asad has done it all independently in the beginning. Then she got the whole journey of success. So thank you for joining us, Mrs. Javeri Asad. She's the founding chairman of this group, and once again, I'll speak on social equality. So what is exactly social equality doing in the world? We have a lot of lag in terms of poverty and socioeconomic exclusion. So what happens is if you don't look at the chain of command in the right true position, state-wise, the things go down, they start draining. So this is why the United Nations has actually developed a system for all the international countries around the globe to follow this so that we could achieve our goals to get resources for educating people and reducing the amount of criminology in terms of gender equality and, of course, no wars in the world. We need a peace world. We all like it. So with me in this program, I've got a very handsome host, and he is Mr. Faiz Ali Hassan. Of course, he's the son of Madam Javeri Asad. He's a student of grade 8, as you can see on your screens, in Orbit International School. He's a creative writer for magazines, for Elitian Times magazine, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to buy your edition weekly. So digital artist, web developer, robotics programmer. I mean, this little kiddo has got all the good brains. And of course, he's positive about it. So welcome my handsome co-host to the session, and thank you for being there to support me throughout. Let us move on to the next session of our program. Yes, as you can all see that we have got our Elite Literature Society, which brings upon quite a number of segments throughout the session. At first, you can look upon the table topics, book reviews. We have got Spotlight, and this segment basically tells you the discussion of current affairs to engage with the community, and of course, what's happening around. So open mic is all about speaking what you have in your heart and your brains and just spit it out with the very creative venture. So Elite Mentor Talks comes again, and we have got a very easy criteria, of course, to join the sessions at a weekly, twice, and you can do that directly. So thank you very much. Can we have the next slide, please? This is the executive team, the core team that does all the behind the camera job while we are giving you exclusive sessions upon webinars. And of course, the exhibitions, the workshops follow practically as well. You can see that Javeri Asad is the founder, as I told you. Honorable Professor Wahid Aslam Saab is the president. And then you can see Rubina Shaheen, she's the VP of Education. Asad Ali Hassan Saab, I love this person. Asad Ali Hassan is the finance secretary, and Asim Mahmood Malik Saab is the VP Public Relations. Sana Batul is the event secretary, and of course, Saima Dastagir Saiba is the executive member. Khurram Khan Saab from Riyadh is our media secretary, and my co-host, my handsome Faiz Ali Hassan is the kids wing coordinator. I'll rather call you a commander for that. So Rahila Ahmed Saiba is the kids wing secretary, and Idam Tariq, general secretary, of course. Hosef is kids wing coordinator along with Faiz. So thank you for looking on to a quick glance there. Elite Club has a number of offers for you. We do social welfare programs, entrepreneurial consultations for Pakistani women, of course, and event management, women and kids educational workshops and seminars. They are basically done in any prominent happening of the kingdom. Corporate exhibitions, be it conferences or technical workshops, symposiums, there are several criteria that can be undertaken through Elite Club, KSA. Today's agenda is, of course, quite easy. It's calm going, so I don't want to rush things on the agenda because this is our foundation today. Me being the host, I'm Ajay Fawad, and my co-host, Faiz Ali Hassan, will be supporting the agenda's quick segments. And of course, we'll start with the book reviews participants. All right, this session is dedicated basically in order to the books, and we give you quick reviews on them so that we can recommend you further, and you can buy one of them, have it in your table, and make it a friend, because today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Right, so the chosen books today, I would first request the founder, Mrs. Javeria Asad, to go along with her choice of book. Madam, can I have you over the mic, please?
Yes, thank you so much, Fawad. We have recommended two books for today's session. For adult, it was The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, and for kids, we have Great Expectations. So I am going to tell the book review regarding the adult book recommendation, which is The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Michael Allen Singer is an American author, journalist, motivational speaker, and former software developer. Two of his books, The Untethered Soul, which is I'm going to give a book review, and The Surrender Experiment, were the New York Times bestsellers. The best book you will ever read, which I have really thoroughly enjoyed. And this book clearly moves you away from your mind, body, unconsciousness, and enables you to consciously watch your thoughts and emotions. Like watching the watcher and let it go are the core principle of the book. And I could feel the author, Michael A. Singer, was in a deep meditative state while writing this book. Reading this book is a meditative exercise. You do yoga, different meditation for body. So this book will help you to meditate for your soul and brain and take out all the negativity from your body. This book will transfer your relationship with yourself and the world around you. You will discover what you can do, put an end to the habitual thoughts and emotions that limit your consciousness. By tapping into traditions of meditation and mindfulness, author and spiritual teacher Michael A. Singer shows how the development of consciousness can enable us all to dwell in the present moment and let go of painful thoughts, negative thoughts, and memories which keep you depressed and keep you away from achieving your happiness and self-realizations. So I will recommend this book highly for all those people walking on the path of self-realization and spiritual upliftment. Because most of the time we ignore ourselves. We take care of all the people around us, our family, like for example, husband, parents, kids, but we have to take care of ourselves also. So this book will help you to meditate, and it will help you to take out all the negative thoughts from your body, from your mind, to focus on the right and positive things. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, Javeria. Saimam, Faiz Ali Hassan, may I request you, the Adhan is going on. Can you conduct the rest of the program till the Adhan gets over, please? Thank you.
Yeah, we can invite the other book reviewer, Romesa. She is going to share the book review, and the book is Great Expectation.
Yes. Your volume is a little low.
Please mute yourself. I request to all participants, please mute yourself while speaker is talking.
Yeah, okay. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Umessa Anwar, and today I'm going to tell you about a story that I have read, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Once there was a boy named Pip. He lived in the marshes with his sister and his brother-in-law Joe. Pip's mother and father died when Pip was small. One day, a man sent an invitation from a rich lady called Mrs. Havisham. Pip opened the letter and she wrote to meet her the next day, and that they are going to make him a gentleman. The next day, Pip went to her house. There was a girl standing next to Mrs. Havisham. Her name was Estella. She was going to play cards with Pip, so he makes his mind sharp to be a gentleman. They played cards, but Pip lost, so he had to come for 6 more days. After 6 days, he said goodbye to his brother and sister. A man came to take Pip to London. When he went there, he got rich. He stayed there for 11 years. After 11 years, Pip became a gentleman. He got rich and arrogant. He stopped meeting his poor relatives and fell in a bad company. After some time, he lost all his money and the police started to look for him. His brother-in-law came to pay his debt and saved him. Now Pip realized the importance of relatives and good friends and became a good gentleman. This story is about a little boy who had great expectations. I think every kid should read this book as it is very interesting and has good lessons for life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ramesh Anwar. That was very beautifully explained. And of course, Javeria Sasaiba, the untethered soul. You are quite right. When it comes to self-realization, it takes about a lot of effort to get yourself that you need to be on the right track, but becomes quite hard. So yeah, untethered soul again. And Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Who doesn't know about this book? And Romesa, you have done a very good job with explaining us what the book has it about. So we'll move on to our next segment of the program, which is table topics. Okay, this one is my favorite because you need to speak extempore, and there are certain topics they are being given to the speakers. So, Madam Javeria Sasaiba, do I have the liberty to choose randomly within the participants?
Yes, I can see some.
Would you recommend someone?
Team members are there, so you can pick.
Okay, I've got a very famous name, and she's famous because she has the right to take the vocabulary to the next level. Can I request Zahra Minhas there? Can we see you on the camera if it's possible, please? Yes, she's there. I know this. I know this. She's always there because she is the fighter for words, and she has a very good talent of speaking extempore. I've seen her. I've seen her in the number of forums, and of course, we are going to give her a very beautiful topic today. Madam Zahra, welcome. How are you doing today? I cannot hear you. Maybe you need to switch on your mic. It's all right. It's okay.
My name is Zainab. Zahra is my daughter.
Zainab, and Zahra is your daughter, of course. Quite a synonym there. Zainab Saiba, thank you very much for coming in our show today. And can I give you a table topic if you're ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. What is the resource of you being the most successful speaker?
You know, actually, I don't think I'm a successful speaker. I have heard only this from you. So it's quite a compliment for me. I have joined Toastmasters, and unfortunately, because the sessions were not were not physical, but they were virtual. So I decided to like postpone my joining until the sessions start to get physical. But the thing is, I think I research a little bit before I speak. So, and I am doing international relations. My subject is international relations. So I get a lot of vocabulary from reading different articles and different books. Before that, I used to go and research about the meanings and then their Urdu translation, because I am a native Urdu speaker. English is not my first language. And the main thing is my daughter, she's a very good reader. She's always reading, and then she uses her vocabulary, her new words in her normal everyday talks. And then I get impressed how she's at that age, she's using her words. So I don't have much to talk about me being a successful in my speeches. I have a lot to look forward to yet. And inshallah, I have a dream of becoming a very successful public speaker like Sir Kashif, Qasim Ali Shah, sorry, not Kashif. So I envision myself in that role, but in reality, when I meet you in person, that I'm not a very talkative person. Don't expect me to talk too much to you. I'm not that talkative. So it's just in front of the screen. Probably in live audience, I will hesitate a little in the beginning. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was quite a bit of speech, I must say, that even though you weren't prepared, you did justice with it. So this is why we say that never lose hope, and you can be as you want to, and never say that I can do. If your mentor is Mr. Qasim Ali Shah, I can assure you one thing, because he's one of my closest friends. Qasim has got a very good talent of speaking extempore. So if you can do that like him, anyone can do that. And this goes to all the kids that are present in our show today. Okay. Thank you very much, Zainab, for that. A big clap for you. And we'll move to the next slot of the adult. And we have Mr. Honorable, I should say Honorable, Professor Mohammad Waheed Aslam Saab, who can speak much better than our great and most Honorable Waheed Saab. He's been giving this service, to the children of the community. And I want to listen about him. I've got a very good table topic for him, but I just would like to request him if he can open up the camera and we can see his good face. All fair and all good. Waheed Aslam Saab, can I have your camera opened if it's possible? Okay, I think he might be busy, but yes, I can see his mic is open. Yes, he's here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Absolutely here. Assalamu alaikum, Waheed Saab. Welcome to our show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Waheed Saab, can I have the very least opportunity to give you such a talented guy again, a table topic to speak on? I'll be honest.
Like Zainab, my answer is exactly the same, that I am not a good speaker at all. So speaking on a topic and extempore is really difficult for me. But okay, go ahead. I'll try.
Sir, I would rather choose to step on scorching coals than to, accept the fact that you can't speak. You are the one who can speak, and we are learning from you. So yes, of course, I've got a very beautiful topic for you yet. Sir, can you tell me within your time frame, who was your, your desire to be of when you were young? What were you trying to be in your life? And have you achieved it?
Well, thank you for this. Really a good topic. Every person in his youth age, of course, have many desires, and I'm one of them as well. That everyone has desire. I did not achieve my desires really. in my youth age, actually, I want to become an engineer. I could not. And then I want to become an administrator. I could not. And there's a Urdu verse actually fits on me that raw mein hai rakshe umar kahan dekhiye thame na haath baag par hai na pa hai rakab mein. So nothing is in your control. Whatever you want to be, maybe you will not. Like I'm not now working as a lecturer in KFUPM. I never thought of teaching actually. I was a systems analyst, project manager, and then all of a sudden switch my career and become a lecturer. Okay. I never want to be a lecturer. But I think the things are in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what He wants to make you. And wherever you are, you should be happy. And I'm extremely happy that I'm working as a lecturer, although many dreams and desires could not be fulfilled. But Alhamdulillah, I lived a happy life. I spent 30 years in KFUPM. I raised my children here, and Alhamdulillah, I think. So wherever you are, you should try really to be best in your profession, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Do it with your all the abilities, whatever are your all the effort you should really put. And Alhamdulillah, I'm trying to put, and with the Allah's blessing, I was the best teacher award I got once at least in my KFUPM life. And always, Alhamdulillah, although I'm a lecturer, but I'm regarded as I'm a very, very extremely senior faculty member, and I can teach any course. This is the trust of my seniors and my chairman. They reposed in me. So I think, Alhamdulillah, I'm happy. I could not become what I want to become, but Alhamdulillah, whatever I am, I'm extremely happy with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Saab. And yes, you said it right. Sometimes when you propose to be someone and the time frame changes and you are not exactly the one you want to be, but life just does the justice itself, because there is a system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which is working alongside your dreams. So most certainly you are correct about it. Thank you very much again for having
Thank
us
you.
to invite you in the table topic. Welcome. I've got another big slot for an adult to speak on the table topic. Who can that be? Should we choose the founder? I don't know. I'm just thinking, but the founder itself doesn't seem to be interested. I can certainly pick it up from the list again, which I've got. And I've got Sana Batul Saiba here. Is it possible we can have Sana Batul Saiba to speak on any topic? Sana Batul Saiba, can I have your camera and your microphone on, please? Take it easy. It's a very easy topic. Don't worry about it. Okay, there goes a time frame. I've just got 5 seconds until we can wait. Sana Batul Saiba, can I have your microphone and your video on if it's possible? All right. Okay. I don't know if I'm not getting a response or yet, but can I volunteer to be one of the table topic? I will ask the chairman. Oh, I've got a hand. I've got a hand there. Okay. I'll move myself away. Enough of me to take out the words. Rubina Saiba.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullah. Thank you, Rubina Saiba, for volunteering. That's quite brave of you. I like that. So can I give you the topic now?
Yes, of course.
Great. Is it possible for you to switch on your video, or you are comfortable with the microphone?
I'm comfortable with the microphone.
Great, wonderful. No issues in that. Okay, your topic is, tell me the wildest dream that you saw in your childhood and you thought that it could be reality someday. Can we know about it?
The wildest dream, the wildest dream was in my childhood. We used to watch those movies, Wonder Woman and Wonder Man, and sometimes I used to dream that we can also do things like the Wonder Woman and be strong. And sometimes I also used to dream, but as I grew up, I acknowledge that we cannot do things like those the people in the movies do. And Well, still being realistic, we can do those things which are possible for human beings and achieve our goals. And then as I grew up, I tend to set realistic goals. And Alhamdulillah, whatever goals in studies, especially I set for myself, I achieved it with my own hard work and my being very ambitious. I achieved many goals with my own hard work. And although some people also said that, oh, it's this is not possible, this is not possible, but when where there is a will, there is a way. So
Thank you very much, Robina Saiba, for your explanation. Yes, you're right. Where there is a will, there is a way, and that way is your destiny. So, of course, everybody needs to find that out. And yes, most probably, many of us do actually, face the reality. So, we have got the time control here. That's the session for adult slots. And now, may I ask Faiz Ali Hassan to give us the total one by one, so we can move on to the kids now.
Yes, so for Zainab bin Has, she had 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And for Wahid Aslam, he completed 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And for Rabina Shaheen, she had 1 minute and 46 seconds.
Great. That is so. Who's the winner here?
So the person who spoke the most was Wahid Aslam.
Wahid Aslam Saab. Yes, and there is no competition in that. Of course, I was expecting that.
hats
Thank
off
you
to
very much,
Sir
Wahid Aslam.
Wahid.
Oh yes, most certainly. So I'll move to the kids now. I've got three kids, all right, three slots, and three of the many kids that we have today. So the first slot would go, and let me remind again, I've got a reminder gesture that this is about social justice. So if you're all not prepared, tell me about it. It's all right. I'll give you a very easy topic. It's fine. So do you know about social justice? Can I have raised hands? Yeah, I can see. Yeah, many smiling faces. All right. So the first opportunity I'm going to give is to Zainab Zafar. She said she knows about social justice. And if even if you feel any uncomfortable situation, you can always change the topic. You can ask me. No problem. So Zainab Zafar, can we have
Yes,
your microphone? Welcome
yes.
to the slot. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm pretty well, of course, and I'll give you the same topic that I just said. Can you tell us what is the date of social justice and why did it
Oh,
came into being?
okay. Social justice came to treat people equally. You have to treat people equally. Social justice means treat people equally. That
That
was
was so cute of you. So we have got a message that we need to equally treat people. Is there anything else you want to add on this?
yes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna. Will I have a paper with me? And I'm now gonna introduce myself. Hi, well, I'm Sarnab Zafar, and I'm invited to see. And my topic is today treatment of kids at school. For I'm going to start
Sorry,
from
Yes,
good,
Javeri, yes,
then
Saiba.
sorry to interrupt you.
and as bad.
Actually, she is going to talk about this topic in our spotlight. So,
Spotlight. Okay,
yes,
I thought about it. Yes. So
yes.
okay,
Zanna, we
Zainab,
will wait for
whatever
your
you
topic
said.
to hear in the spotlight. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm?
Zainab, you are very well prepared. I know that, and you were the
Yes.
first person to
I
raise the
want to
hand.
give
So
a proper time in a proper segment.
that's much better. That's
Yes.
much better. So you have
Okay.
your own slot. Okay. So we will move on to another one.
Hmm?
Arisha, are you prepared for it?
Yes.
Okay. Can we know about social justice and what is the advantage of Social Justice Day?
For a bit of explanation, a social gesture is the idea of publicly sharing an action online. Most major social media successors rely on the app introducing a new type of gesture. Mm, And a couple of examples of gestures, of social gestures are um,
Okay, I'll help you with it. We'll, Faiz, you can, take the time slot if you're there. Um, Social justice is about inequality. There is gender discrimination. It means that people don't take each other equally. So this is why Social Justice Day came into being. We need to remind the world that we are all equal and nobody has a competition in terms of their skin color, right? If you are brown and if I am white, it doesn't mean that I'm going to dominate you the whole of the life and take all of your rights. So this is what social justice is about. Thank you very much, Arisha Amir. Can I have second one, please? Maybe Zahra can help us, like her mother. Zahra, is she available? Maybe Madam Zainab can see if she's available there.
Hello.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Zahra. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good myself. And can you speak about social justice?
Social justice is to treat people equally. Like, suppose somebody has like more chocolates than you, and then that person will not like be saying, haha, see this.
Well, that was very cute. That if I've got chocolates, you can't take away my chocolates from you, do you? Yeah, nobody has that right. So thank you, Zara, for that. And that was quite cute of you to mention chocolates. Yeah, I'm gonna take one today because you just mentioned it. Okay, so third and last speaker, I can see Muntaha smiling there. I don't know why she's smiling. Let us know why she's smiling here. Muntaha, can you tell me what is social justice and why are we speaking about it today?
Yeah, social justice means that everyone should be treated equally, and like we should all have equal rights. Like sometimes people say that she's a female, she can't do this, and her skin color is very dark, so she can't do that. So all of that, it's not, if we're not treating everyone equally, so we should all try to treat everyone equally because everyone is the same. Yeah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That is quite wise of you to say. And I hope with children like you, world can be a better place to live in. We can just hope, right? Javeri Asad Saiba, we can only hope, right? Things go well. So we can actually, now that was the end of the segment, all right? So first, let's learn from Faiz. How much time did the winner take and what is our status?
Yes, so the person who spoke the most was Zainab Zafar, excluding when you said she had about 35 seconds.
Yes.
Mama,
Okay.
my name is Zainab Zafar.
Okay.
Zainab, yeah.
That's quite a sensitive issue there. Okay, so Zainab Hassan. So Zainab Zafar. Faiz, who was the next one? I want to have the next name after Zainab.
Next, after that was Alisha Amir with about 28
MashaAllah.
seconds.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Arisha, you're the winner. All right, you're the winner. Thank you very much for being there, and you spoke very nicely. All right, that was it for table topics. And ladies and gentlemen, we will move now to our next segment. It's equally important, and I've got a very, very beautiful host for that, and the founder herself, Mrs. Javeria Asad, is going to tell us what theme she has today. And as I told you, it's about international social justice. So over to you, Madam Javeria.
Thank you so much, Fawad. Okay, the spotlight segment basically related to the current affairs because current affair overall the latest trend which are going to happen day by day and ongoing global issues and happenings. And I'm very glad that not only the adults are joining in this segment, but kids are also excited to take part equally in this segment. So as our host comprehensively explained the theme, the social justice and equality, why we are celebrating because this today and why we kept this theme, because on the 20th of February, all over the world, this social justice and equality celebrated as the International Day by the United Nations. The celebration reflects on guaranteeing fair outcomes for all through employment, social protection, social dialogue, and fundamental principles and right at work. This is basically this year theme, because every day they celebrate this day with the different multiple themes. And this year they have social justice theme, achieving social justice through formal employment. The focus will be on the formalization of employment as a necessity for reducing poverty and equality, particularly for women, because around the world, there are only 21% women are getting equal opportunities on the social, economical forums. They're not getting their higher position in organizations. So being 50% of this population, they need to have equal opportunities. So I'm glad that today we are going to talk about this topic, and we have two speakers from kids. So first I want to invite Faiz Ali Hassan, and he is going to talk about bullying, which is another equal topic and very relatable theme, I would say, because in schools and universities, we witness so many cases, and students suffered from this socially, physically, and mentally. So please welcome with me Faiz Ali Hassan.
Yep. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all today. We are here spreading the message of social equality because everyone deserves their own rights to live the life they want when they dreamed. And the thing that is degrading us youngsters is, of course, bullying. Bullying around the whole world is a huge problem. It puts the student down, it discourages the student and completely wipes out all the confidence they have. And these kids who bully think they are superior to the inferior students, but it's not like that. For example, rich kids always make fun of the poor kids for wearing old clothes or spelling bad and things like that. But in reality, the poor kids actually have a rich heart. This really is a huge problem around the world. Making fun of students verbally, cyberly, and physically can lead to many problems for the students and the surroundings as well. And we, as young students, we need to make other or new students feel optimistic and passionate in their own studies. And with that, I've created a short presentation to talk about bullying and its bad impact in more detail. So let me screen share. Okay. Can you see it? Okay, so stop bullying, see it, say it, and stop it. So before we go deeper in bullying, what is bullying? Bullying, as I said, is a problem around the globe for several years, especially for youngsters, like us young students. And for example, it is when a student shows more power over the other in different ways, either physically, verbally, or even harassing them, which can lead to many problems. And because of this, anti-bullying is a thing. This refers to all the laws, all the policies, and the organizations. They are the ones spreading awareness about bullying, because bullying is a situation everywhere. It is a big problem, so make your voice heard. We need to make a voice heard and spread awareness to stop bullying. And because of that, every year there is an anti-bullying week that makes people extend this awareness across their own community, society, or even city. And this is between the days November 15th and November 19th. And this was previously a couple of months ago celebrated, or not celebrated, everyone gathered together and raised their voice, and they spread all the message across our community to stop bullying. Now, these are the effects and also the types of bullying. And in the effects, when bullying occurs to a student, many problems may take place that can actually affect them in the future. They cause major injuries, especially in physically, loss of sleep, which can affect them mentally, bad grades, losing self-confidence, and depression and anxiety, and sometimes even loss of interest. They drop out of school. That is how bad bullying is. And the types is verbal bullying. In this way, kids use words in a negative and insulting way that discourages the student. And in physical bullying, physical interaction that can hurt the person, such as hitting, kicking, or punching. And cyberbullying, it is making the person feel uncomfortable about themselves through the internet, posting pictures of them or posting fake news about them. That really degrades the student. Now, this is why we should stop it. We should make our voice heard. Preventing bullying will cause a massive improvement in the school and also the community, all communities, because this intimidates the student. And because of that, that student might not progress any further and completely stop there to lose all of their self-esteem and confidence. Statistics show that on a daily average, 160,000 children all over the world miss school because they fear they will be bullied again. And this, as I mentioned earlier, doesn't affect only the student or the bully. It affects the surroundings as well. The people who are looking there, it may affect them and it may encourage them to do bullying. So once again, make your voice heard. Stand up to the situation instead of standing and just watching there. Stop bullying. No one deserves to feel worthless. Care, support, stop it. Be the difference maker. Be resilient. Be respectful and be confident. Thank you, and back to you, RJ.
That was so nice of you, Faiz Ali Hassan. And I always say that when I look at you, I see life in progress. So, Faiz, thank you very much for a very brief and a very precise explanation why we have social justice equality issues today. And I must say that this is a topic that must be addressed. Back to the founder again, Mrs. Javeria Asad.
Yes, thank you so much, Fawad, and thank you so much, Faz, for the wonderful and comprehensive presentation. As I said earlier, the purpose of this day, the United Nations is celebrating the day every year in the month of February on 20th February. The purpose of the day is to focus on social injustice throughout the world and to press for improvements and solutions. World Day of Social Justice recognizes the need to promote efforts to tackle issues such as discrimination, as explained by Faz in his presentation, taking bullying as a topic. There are many other multiple social issues which we face on our workplaces, and universities, and organizations. And then poverty, which is another global issue, gender equality, and access to justice for all. So now I want to invite our another speaker for this segment, and Zainab Zafar. She is going to talk about social justice. So Zainab, please introduce yourself, also title of your speech.
Okay. Hi, my name is Zainab and I'm from 2C and Y2. And my topic today is treatment of kid in school. Okay, I'm going to start good till bad. Okay, just starting good. Nerds, they don't have style, but in reality, they are very smart. And for bullies, they have style, but in reality, they don't even have a bit of confidence in their brain. And treatment of different classes of people. The meaning of that is like very poor, rich, very rich, and wealthy. Those are the meaning of treatment of different classes of people. And we're going to start from very poor till very rich. Okay. Very poor well are people who don't even have much. They don't have much. They don't have much to do. They don't have. They mostly beg for cash, like poor. And the next one is okay. Poor, the normal poor. Normal poor is kind of same like very poor, but and it's same as very poor. And next is rich people. Some of the rich people is become some of rich people become rich. Some of the rich people aren't actually rich. The gold diggers, I have to tell you about gold diggers after I'm done now with others. Rich people are people with much money. They can do, and they can like share their money to other people for good deeds. And very rich, they can share more money to other people. And for wealthy, they have much cash. Most of them share their cash. Most of them share their cash. And now gold diggers are people who aren't rich. They use people to become rich. Then.
Thank you so much, Arnav. It's a beautiful message, by the way. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks for joining. Zainab is joining us from Riyadh first time, and hopefully she will join our kids club as a regular member. Thank you so much, Zainab. Now back to our amazing host, Fawad.
Oh, not that amazing, of course. I'm blushing here. Thank you, Javeria Saiba. And yes, that was our segment again and spotlight session. I hope you have all enjoyed it. I've got another segment, exciting segment for you because I've got a very special guest for that. Our next session is known as Elite Mentor Talk. I give special attention to this because we get international celebrities in this segment and they tell us more about what life is about. Misbah Khan, as you can see in your screens, she's a psychologist and she's a trainer by profession. If you go into a brief details, I can see that she is an expert in psychotherapy and counseling management within your behaviors, within the individuality of a person, and she has got a personal, professional approach. Thank you very much, Madam Misbah Khan, for joining us here today and giving us your most important time frame. I know that you're a busy lady, but thank you very much for coming here today. Misbah Khan Saiba, the mic is over to you.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Pele, so first, I would like to say amazing children. They were such a beautiful blessing. I couldn't stop smiling by listening to, and it just makes me really proud and optimistic about the future. That we have such a bright future because all these children are amazing, seriously. So such a pleasure to see them being so passionate about what they believe in. So yes, let's start the boring conversation now, as they say, after all that fun. Yes.
That's true, Madam Isba, and we would like to hear more about you, and we want to learn from you what exactly social justice is going to happen in our world. Is there any chances of the world getting better? It's all over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Firstly, thank you, Javeria Asad, for inviting me to this pleasant event, live program that you've set up. As a professional who works with mental health and mental illness, I believe that the lack of social justice in the mental health profession or the mental health arena is very, very evident. I think it's more critically evident than it's actually in the physical health, due to obviously the stigma and the taboo that's attached to mental illness and mental health. There's that, and on top of that, there's such a lack of awareness, and there's a lack of respect, and justice, social justice, as children beautifully described, is about equality and everyone having equal opportunities to life choices. However, people who suffer from mental illness don't really have that opportunity, or they're not fostered that opportunity due to what they're experiencing, how they are perceived, how their mental illness is perceived. And I believe it's very, very important for social justice to actually have a bit more focus on mental illness. And the people who actually, are at the realms of social justice, they should be focusing a lot more on people who actually suffer from mental illness. the pandemic has put a highlight on mental illness. Before that, there was a very insignificant amount of importance given to it. And now, due to the pandemic, mental illness is suddenly in the spotlight, it's in the public eye, and lot more has been done about it. But there's a long way to go for that. And I believe, for me, social justice means wellness for humans, and wellness is physical wellness and mental wellness. And if we, as humans, we don't, if we're not afforded both mental wellness and physical wellness, then social justice doesn't really seem to be playing its part. It's actually a very redundant idea if both these parts are not being factored into it.
Madam Misbah, apart from the fact that there are challenges in the way, do you feel that if we speak on a region-wise, do you think that there is a territorial change in this? And if there is, then do you think that there is quite a bit of adoption issues that is coming in place, or is just simply physically and the psychological approach that is not taking in place rightfully? Would you comment on it?
Yeah, the regional aspect is actually quite, I think it's actually more of a very sad story. There is very little, I mean, generally speaking, there's very little social justice. If we're talking about the South Asian community or the South Asian diaspora. And as I said, because mental illness or mental health is a small part of awareness and the overall consciousness, it doesn't really play any part in the way how social justice is distributed. I mean, there's organizations and there's government bodies who actually do say that we're doing something, but actually on the ground reality, people who suffer from mental illness are not being supported. And I think it's kind of it just shows how much lagging behind the South Asian society or the South Asian community is. But even if you don't look at social justice as a big thing, if you look at it as a family thing, if you like the microcosm of social justice is a family for me, because society is made of individuals who are made of families, and then society is made. So if you look at the microcosm of social justice, that's a family. And even in family, people are unable to communicate openly, be comfortable, speak about things which make them stressed out and anxious. And I don't know what just happened. Something that just happened. Okay, so that's basically what it is. So there needs to be, social justice needs to incorporate mental illness and psychological wellness into it to be fully justified as social justice.
Madam, do you feel that as part of the individuals, like we are individuals within a community itself, rather than like specifying the region, what can we do to contribute individually to make things better around us?
I think beautifully, I think for us, I'm not really good with names. The bullying topic that was covered, I think for us, I don't know. He really beautifully described how to focus on being a better human being. That's basically what social justice is. Social justice is to the microcosm, as I said, the atom of it is actually being a good human being. Someone who does not hurt other people, someone who is capable of being kind, being just, being caring, and looking after others. That's what justice is, what it is. And that's basically what, as an individual, what we can do is we can work on our prejudices, work on our discrimination, work on our conditional expectations from people, and work on those really, and kind of just focus on them and alleviate them from our being. I believe the children really covered it beautifully. I was like really amazed by, and amazed by their contribution. And your question at the beginning was like, are we going to have a better world? Definitely. If these children are going to be our future, then I don't see any brighter future than what I just saw today.
Most certainly. Madam Javeria has a question. Yes, madam.
Okay, as I mentioned that this year we have a theme regarding the, providing the equal opportunity for the employment and all that. And I always, because our organization is working for women empowerment and gender discrimination, which is mentioned by the Sustainable Development Goal United Nations by their agenda 2030, where they need to provide the equal opportunities to all women in all the organizations. But do you think that actually we are in 2022-20 and we are still debating about this? So how do you take this?
It's the thing is, to be really honest and be really, really bluntly honest, it's actually still a debate. Ground reality hasn't changed. Women are still struggling to be recognized, be paid. I mean, equal pay is such a big thing. Even like equal pay, two people doing the same job. The only difference is gender, and they don't get paid equally. Opportunities are not the same. There is so many, I mean, numerous challenges for women to be identified as individuals rather than just someone who is an opposite gender. There's so much challenges, and there's sometimes it's just I just feel that there's too much talk and very little action on the ground, and it's not changing fast enough. We're in 2022. I mean, this is not, this is not a joke really, and 2022 should be the time when things should be shifting or should have shifted accordingly. However, by the snail's pace that currently things are shifting and moving, whether it be legislation, whether it be women's security, whether it be talking about justice, women receiving adequate justice, legal support, rights. There's so much. I mean, it's like every part of every segment or every part of a woman's life is kind of stuck. It's not been given permission to go forward, and it just seems like a kind of an endless loop for women to just kind of jump from one to another to another. It's like a never-ending journey. And every time a woman, I'm talking about myself as a woman, every time I feel that I've achieved something, there's something else, there's another step up that I need to challenge, and I need to kind of focus on, and I need to build up the strength and then kind of fight it. And that shouldn't be a case. We're human beings. We have not got endless energy. We are not being solar powered battery cells. We're human beings with limited energy and consciousness, and we have to focus on living and not fighting. A woman in 2022 should not be thinking of how to get home safe if she's sharing, she's getting a ride in an app car, in a cab by an app. She shouldn't be thinking, how to get out of a car. She shouldn't be thinking of someone following me, what is going to happen if I don't open the door quick enough. I mean, there's so many things that women are still, facing, and it's like, what 2022? It's more like 1822, there's enough. I mean, there's so much work, there's so much words floating around, there's so much documents probably on the internet and everything, and if you look at them and you read them, you think women are like the safest creatures on earth. However, we're not. I mean, women are still being killed by die by domestic violence and gender-based violence, and there's a high likelihood of them facing violence, even intimate partner violence, and there's so much happening. But unfortunately, the words are not working. Words are not doing enough. There has to be action. There has to be ground reality. There has to be specific action-led goals, not just words, because words don't really save anybody. Words are not saving lives.
Most certainly. Thank you very much, Ms. Saiba. With that, I do know that there is an SOS situation on that. Gender equality and discrimination needs to be addressed. I believe there are a lot of forums that are already speaking about it, and I'm hopeful that things do get fruitful in the coming years. Would you like to have, do you have a message for our viewers or for us in person?
Sorry. Okay, yes. My message is to all the parents who are watching, who have actually, whose children actually have contributed. Amazing. I mean, you all deserve gold medals. If I had gold medals, I'll just give it to you all. Keep these shining stars brightly, sparkly, and they're going to be tomorrow's suns. I just want everyone listening to just Do what you can in your life, in your cycle as an individual. Don't expect others to be good to you without you being good to them. It's a reciprocal relationship, and it's give and take. Be very aware of who you are and how you impact others, and always be kind and caring, especially to yourself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Saiba. And before you leave, I have a small token of appreciation through the founder, Javeria Saiba herself. Javeria Saiba, over to you.
There's no sound. I can't hear you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful to have you on show, and we learned so much, many things from you. And I hope that you will come again, next future sessions. And now I am going to share a small token of appreciation from our side. Terrific. Just as a memory that you will.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I wasn't expecting a certificate. I love certificates.
Let me tell you, ma'am, that this is our second session of this program. We just launched it. And definitely there are many areas of improvement. So we need your suggestion and feedback, how you found this program and what else we can do in terms of. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. Okay, Fawad, can we move to our next segment?
Yes, surely. Thank you, Ms. Basaima, for being a part of our session, and we'll say a waving bye there. And next segment, of course, this was our brilliant session of Elite Mentor Talk. And the next session, as you can see on our screens, it's about open mic. Now, I love microphone. Microphone is my best friend. So this segment is basically based upon the opportunity to give you of showing off your talent and to know about book launches, to know about poetry. You can sing, you can do instrumental playings. I wish I could have played my guitar very well. I don't remember my notes, but rather than, I'm still lucky to have a very beautiful guest here tonight. And Madam Sadaf Raza, as you can see on your screens, another brilliant writer, Reiki healer, and a social activist. Madam Sadaf Raza has extreme experience of giving out what is right to the social rights based opportunity. And of course, Sadaf Raza Saiba, we are honored to have you here. Welcome you with a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, Fawad. Thank you, Javeria, for having me.
So, Madam Sadaf Raza, we would like to know, what are we going to learn from you today?
Well, I'm just going to share some of my poems, and briefly, I'll tell you how my whole journey as a poet started. I started writing very early. I was in my school, and what I couldn't express, through voice, I selected writing as my medium of expression. So it worked all my life. It was a kind of a medium of catharsis for me, and it helped me in my very difficult moments. And I always say that words are your best friends, and sometimes they're your worst enemy as well. So when they are good with you, you write in a flow and you're happy. And sometimes there are periods as a writer when I don't write anything for 2, 3, 4 years. And I now, by this age, I'm used to these spells. Sometimes the words are there, sometimes they're not there. After some times, my poetry, I started writing about social issues. So all my 3 books, Like a Sleepwalker, which was published in 2003, it is a journey in which I am exploring myself and coming to terms with my own pain in life. So in that book, I see myself as this young woman trying to say something, yet still hiding behind the words of what the world will say, how I will be judged. Are they going to laugh at me? Is there going to be, repercussions if I say something like this? So my first book, mostly it is she or her, and not owning my voice. So that was like way back in 2003, it was published. That was my first. And then in 2012 came Write Me in Red. And Write Me in Red is all about me being very rebellious. Now I have a voice, and I have come to that stage and age where I speak what I want to speak, say what I want to say, and I have no hesitation. And the words are my friends, and I can lash out and I can it is me talking in at full volume. And the third one, which came in 2017, it is in the space of a dream. So my spiritual journey with Reiki started, and this book is all about my connection with the divine Allah, and it's all about me exploring what I am in the true sense, and not what the world made me, but what I am and how I am made. So this book is all about my spiritual connection. And there is another one. And after my third book, I said, I'm not going to publish anything because I have a lot of unpublished material at the moment. I have written a novel, short stories, essays, and all have been published, but these are the ones which are not being published. So my latest collection which is not published. It's Once Upon a Blue Sky. And here it is a very different me. Until now, I am not planning to publish it. So yeah, this is about my books and my journey.
That was beautifully spoken, and I was just, making a thought over, the time frame that you have passed through. I can see that you started over in late 2003 when the millennium had just introduced itself to the global, and then it was 2012 and 17 in the last. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala brought you back where he always says, "The bach ke kahan jaoge, aana to tumne meri taraf hi." So most certainly, I would justify with that your journey is actually being a very prominent healer, and this is why I say that we have got so much of talent in our ladies, but in the right direction, if they are taken upon, the sky is certainly not the limit. Thank you very much, Sadav Raza Saiba, for sharing your journey, your books, and I would like to order one of them if I can, please. I just want to fill up my shelf and know more about that.
Yeah, sure. You can order from
Thank
the
you.
Liberty books. My last
Right.
book, which was like In the Space of a Dream, it's available with Vanguard as
Great.
well as Liberty. So you can, yeah.
Great. That's wonderful. That's a good place to be. Thank you very much once again for being with us today. And with that, we've got two storytellers. Now, storytelling is in itself a talent that somebody has, and it's embedded in your personality. You don't need to adopt gestures. It's automatically in your mind frame, and you are born with it. So I've got two very good storytellers. The first one is Arisha Amir. Arisha Amir is a very soft-spoken child, and I've recently just heard how intelligent she is. So without wasting any time, I would like to call upon Arisha Amir to tell us a beautiful, cute little story. Over to you, Arisha.
Thank you. So the story I'm going to be telling is The Mysterious Palace. Whoosh, the wind whistled through the trees. It was a dark, gloomy night. The kids could hear the wolves howl. They could hear the lightning crash. The palace looked horrifying, so the kids decided to go and take a look at the palace. As they were climbing the terrifying stairs, they saw heads and skulls hanging from spears. The windows were boarded and closed. The door had an ugly, haunting figure. And suddenly the door cracked open. Just then lightning struck, and the kids screamed. That day started as any normal day. What the kids didn't know, it was going to be the best and the darkest days of their lives. The kids woke up, had breakfast, and were getting ready to study when their parents walked in. Guess what? Their father said, hiding something behind his back. We have some news, their mother said in a sad voice. What news? Lily asked. A smile lit their parents' faces. We are going to Disneyland, the kids started screaming. Are we really going to Disneyland? Asked Will. Their parents nodded. Yay, Lily exclaimed. Lily was an 8-year-old girl and Will was a 5-year-old boy. They were all excited to go to Disneyland. The time came and the kids were getting ready to board the plane. Has everybody got what they need? Yes, the kids yelled together. As they arrived, the kids got more and more excited. At last they had reached. Their parents had rented a cabin next to a magnificent palace that Disney owned. In the evening, their parents left to buy some groceries and told them not to leave the cabin. As they were playing, they saw the palace and decided to take a look. It was a dark, gloomy night, and there were bats everywhere. As they climbed the stairs, they got more and more spooked. "I think we should go back," Will said. No, of course not," Willie exclaimed. As they reached the top of the stairs, the door slowly creaked open. "Welcome," said a spooky voice. "What will they see inside?"
Great,
Thank you.
Arisha Amir. That was a very beautiful story, and I must encourage you being the storyteller. You are beautiful in that. And with that, let me call upon our next beautiful and innocent storyteller once again. And the second position goes to Muntaha Anwar. Muntaha, where are you? Can I see you around?
And
Okay,
here,
Muntaha, it's your time to do the storytelling. Up to you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Muntaha Anwar, and today I'm going to tell you a story I have written by myself. Hina at the shop. Once there was a girl named Hina. Her mom told her to buy something from the market. When she reached there, she saw a pink frock, an orange teddy bear, a doll, and a car. She bought the orange teddy bear and the pink frock. Then she bought milk, bread, and fruits. While she was going home, she saw a poor girl. She gave some fruit to the girl. She thought that she had so many toys. So she gave the orange teddy bear to the poor girl. The poor girl suddenly became so happy. Then Tina went home and they lived happily ever after. The end. You're muted.
Thank you very much, Mantaha, for doing the story here. That was very beautiful of you, and I like your smile. Be confident as you are. And before we move on to our next speaker, I would just take a moment to honor our speaker for today, and that is, of course, Sadavrana Saiba. Over to you, Javeri Asad Saiba, to honor our guest today.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. Thanks for joining.
Assalamualaikum, Jim.
And it was a wonderful sharing your journey as a poet, because I know as a Reiki healer. Last week I had a session with her as a Reiki healer. If we will have time, we will also want to hear something about at the end of the session. But I invited her as a poet because in our open mic session to share some classic lines from her poetry from her book, which is going to be published soon. So, ma'am, we are on. हम हमतन गोश हैं.
Yeah, जी बिल्कुल. I am not going to share from that.
Okay.
इसमें थोड़े से I'm still holding back to some of the things, and I'll see. But I'm going to share poems from my previous books, the ones which I have not shared with anyone a lot. So, I'm going to share. Let me first start from The Space of a Dream, okay, which is the most recent one. This is The Space of a Dream. And yeah. So, story of a diya. Now, this is all about my journey, spiritual journey, as I said. And you all are familiar with what a diya is and the significance of diya in our culture. I keep burning in deep, silent nights. Many a times they came to extinguish me. The wind was scent laced with cold sighs to rob me of my loving warmth. And earth and sand flung like an insult. The wick was smothered with angry fingers. And when nothing worked, I was dragged through hate-filled swears. But I kept burning, spreading light. Then I was asked, "Who are you?" I said to them, "When you were mud, I was conceived as a prayer. When you were being molded, I was turned into a verse dipped in his brilliance. When you came to be with all your darkness, he let me loose like a glitter on your horizon. How can you be the end of me when I am lit with his love to burn till eternity?" So this was, yeah, light, Noor. They have a lot of significance to me because when we heal, we are just in quest of light. We are in quest of that Noor through which we can come to a balance. So, yeah. This one is from 2012, Like a Sleep. Yeah, Write Me in Red. There's one with a lot of imagery, and I've never ever shared this poem before. It carries moments of my past, and sometimes when you think of a moment in your life and you just unravel the thread and it starts from there. So it is like that. Building sand castles in layers of memories compressed by time. I built a house brick by brick. There I placed with care some happy dreams, surrounded by mirrors ever laughing. On the walls by the window were some watchful eyes, and all doors to the world opened in sight. My hands were shaking when I planted seeds. For a century, they have lived in my tears, and now the earth keeps choking them up. The stove I warmed with my bedtime stories. Frayed and old, their ends kept slipping. The cupboards are full with the things lost and drawers full of red roses. There is a waterfall which sings at night, soothing melodies. From my words of pain, my anguished cries, saying no more, no more. Brick by brick, I work at night. Dream by dream, I keep building. When the sun comes up, I know there will be nothing. So this was, yeah. And then there is one which I also love a lot, and it's called Faith. When nothing works and reason slips and falls in the drain, when nights are endless, filled with white noise and black acquires billowing shapes, I speak, but my words are drowned out, and my hands get chafed by smoothing creases. When the life spent makes me look like a victim, and the hour of glory goes up in smoke, when nothing works and things fall apart, as they sometimes do, I wait for the silence to break. Soon I know the conversation will resume in the hearts of my heart. I believe it is but a lull in long conversation. Not losing faith, even when my spiritual journey was not there anymore. I was just an activist, a rebellious soul, but I always had this connection. So it was always there for me. And I think this is enough. If because the kids are there, I want to share one about my daughter. Yes, that I want to share because the kids are there. So I'm gonna read something which I have written for my daughter. This is the one. Write Me in Red is dedicated to my daughter, Neha. I'll read the dedication and then I'll go to the poem. Since she has been born, all the little girls of this world are my Neha. She is my little firefly, shining bright in sunless rooms and moonless alleys. She smiles and lights me up like a Christmas tree. So this is, all the girls, this beautiful, beautiful girl in front of me, Arisha, and the other one, they are just like that. And the last one. If you want to ask anything, I am open to questions in the beginning as I look for this poem.
We are just moving with the flow of yours, and I don't think we need to question that, of course.
Yeah, I believe that after the book I shared, The Untethered Soul, it's also kind of meditation. And right now we are having another meditation through her beautiful lines. And yes, as you said, that we are enjoying the flow.
But I have the story in my mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will take after the ma'am. Because we have another storyteller. We have Zara.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
Yes,
And this is so nice to see such talented young writers. It is, it's so therapeutic. If the children develop this habit of writing, reading and writing, it lasts for a lifetime and it helps them in the most difficult of moments. So keep writing. One day you're going to be published. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this one is also for my daughter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is how the stars are born. This is for my daughter as well. This is how the stars are born. The sweet meat of happiness, chocolate of a smile, and fireflies in her eyes. Giggles caught like genie, romp around in the cup of her hand, and the clouds of contentment pillows her head. No wonder, where my princess walks, stars are born.
Beautiful.
So yeah, thank you.
Fawad, you want to say something? Because you are also a big fan of good poetry.
I'm fan of poetry, but I'm even more a fan of the writer now because Madam Sadaf has done equal justice with it. What happens is when you get a paranoid situation where you need to make a decision fast, these writers, they save you from that moment. And I certainly believe that it's a moment of a heartening for me to have you on show today. Of course, the way you explained the grains of sand, and you're going into minute quantities of nature, then you bring up a whole huge idea of the universe. That's what poets are about, and I most certainly honor you for that. So yeah, hats off.
The beautiful line, the beautiful line she said, the previous poem, the drawer full of red roses. That was amazing. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm so fortunate and glad to see this side of you. I really thoroughly enjoyed, and not me. I think all the kids, all the adults are there, all the members who have joined through this Zoom or they are watching us live. They really, really enjoyed it as a treat. So, ma'am, thank you so much. And please accept this small conversation, which will go as a memory whenever you will see it, that you was part of this session. Thank you so much for joining and hoping that you will continue as guest in our upcoming sessions. And I will definitely approach you for different topics because you are a multitasker and you're doing so many different working on the different horizons. And definitely we will take advantage of your diverse experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deveria. Would love to join you anytime.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you after the storyteller, we will. I just want to share a small introduction about the Reiki healing. But if ma'am, you have time and you can stay with us because I know you are having some kind of engagement at your home. So after these two storytellers, we can have some introduction about Reiki healing just at the end of the show.
Sure, sure. I'm around.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes,
We are
Shamad.
so lucky. We are so lucky to have all of it today. I think, Madam Javeria, it never happened in your show that we are getting a whole package of healing and psychology and poets. I mean, this is a breakthrough. And of course, thank you very much for doing everything good with Elite Club. I've got a very beautiful speaker on hand, Zahra Minhas. Zahra, can I see your mic open? Okay. Okay, so have you got a story to tell us today?
Actually, is it okay if I can read my small poem I've read too?
Whatever you like. If you like to read something, I'm good with reading, whatever it can be, no problem.
Yes, I do. The Missing Diamond Sword. The story I have written. On a bright, sunny, exciting Thursday, I was going on a terrific journey to find my precious diamond sword. I packed some delicious fish, long strips of leather, wood carver, rope, and a trusty bow and arrow. I was prepared. I quickly slammed the door behind me and began trudging through the thick, brightly colored daisy fields. After searching for several hours, I spotted a cave and decided to stay for the dark, cold night. I quickly skipped into the humongous, spooky hole, and as I rummaged through my dusty bag to find my wood carver, once I found it, I carved loads of things, and in the end, the cave turned out to be my house. After that, I took out my wood and carved it into knitting sticks. I took some long strips of leather and knitted a blanket. Ah, so cozy. I sleepily sighed. The next day, as I lazily gathered all my stuff and was about to leave when I noticed that the cave was actually a twisty dark tunnel. I decided to carefully follow it. When I reached the end, I was rudely greeted by a family of anacondas, quickly slithering towards me. I had two choices. One, to be delicious snake dinner, and two, run away and give up on my sword. I couldn't decide, so before I knew it, I was crafting burning fireballs and pouring them into my arrows. I did the same to my rope, and after that, I tied the rope to my arrows and made a spiderweb-like roof on top of the zero-legged creatures. How cruel they were. And luckily, just as according to plan, the fireballs started falling on the anacondas. I shook my head and faded into the enchanted magical forest. I was tiredly searching everywhere for my precious diamond sword. But then, when all hope seemed lost, I saw a bird and decided to ride home. As we started to hover above my worn-out house, I saw a blue shimmer of light. As I slowly swooped down onto my roof, I sprinted off towards the mysterious item. I don't have any words. There, staring up at me, was my precious diamond sword. Now can I start my poem?
Absolutely, whatever you should.
Thinking clear ahead. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Show yourself. Raise your voice. Your dreams may come true or not. Life is just a tight knot, but slowly it will slip away, day after day after day after day. Thank you.
MashaAllah, that was a very beautiful poem, and thank you very much for your description of your words. I know that you are a daughter of Zainab Saiban, and of course, we have high hopes from you. So thank you again. Javeria Saiba, I think we are almost there on the end of the break, and before we end the show, there is something you need to do. Can you do that now, please?
Yes, but I think Zarna wants to share something. You have something, Zarna, to share with us, as you mentioned earlier?
This one popular story, and you might have heard it.
Okay,
Let's
but
hear
make
it
it
again.
short. Make it short because we don't have so much time right now. Make it short.
It is short. The story's name is Hansel and Gretel. The woodcutter's family was very poor. You eat too much, shouted their stepmother. You can't live here anymore. Their father led them into the woods and left them there. Night fell and the children grew scared. Gretel was very sad. What are we going to do? She sobbed. Hansel took her hand and tried to find their way back home. The children walked for miles but could not find their own house. Instead, they found a delicious cottage made of gingerbread and sweets, but they didn't realize a witch lived inside. The witch kept Hansel in a cage and said she was going to eat him one day. She crackled, time to put you in the pot, but Hansel was quick and clever. He put the witch in the cage, and the children ran away as fast as they could. And done.
She's just like her mother, I must say. The way she speaks and presents, there is no difference, mashallah. Equally talented.
Yes, we will like drag her mother next time for sure. Actually,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
mothers and fathers are sitting behind them. They're listening. They're sending me comments. But next time it will be only for mom parents. I must say. Okay. Thank you so much, Fawad. You want to say something?
I just want to say that it was a beautiful session, and I've come across a lot of chronicles in life. I always see hope when I see children. I think, as a matter of fact, this is the moment when you start realizing your life is taking a big U-turn. So when you find little happenings as happy as they can, you must realize that you are growing up quite fast. That's a bad news in other way. But thank you very much
Yes.
again for having me, and all of the best and the good lucks and blessings for your show. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Fawad. You are amazing host, and you are doing so many things in your life also, and you always take out time for our shows. It's an honor for us. But at this point, I just want to take advantage of like participation from Ma'am's Sadaf, who joined us as a poet, but now I'm just taking a little sweet turn, you can say, and I just want to share the another side of Madam Sadaf Raza as a community leader and a Reiki healer, because many parents are here. So I just want Madam Sadaf Raza to introduce Reiki healing and how it is important these days, for a quick review.
Yeah, thank you, Javeria. As we have discussed earlier as well, it's a spiritual healing, and you can feel the energy when we do the healing, whether it is distance, we are doing it on Zoom, or if someone is there but we are not connected through phone, the other person can feel the healing, or we are doing it with our hands, passing the energy through that person. Again, you can feel the energy, and only two things required: your consent, you're interested, and you're seeking healing. There is a difference. Sometimes we are just going about things, we are just trying things. But if you say to yourself, Allah, I need shifa, I need to come out of this, then Allah opens up those channels for you where you can find healing. So what we do is that we ask our client to set an intent, whatever they are asking for, and if they are in their heart very serious about it, and after setting the intent, we start the healing. A healing takes about half an hour, 40 minutes. If it is hands-on, we clear all the energy centers in the body. Well, it's a whole different things. The more I talk about it, the more complicated things become. The only thing, Javeria, I can say and I can offer is that in one of your sessions, you can invite people who have got some problem, and it could be a physical problem, it could be a psychological problem, it could be a situational something, a trauma in the past, or something they're scared of, or something which they are finding difficult to deal with, whatever they're facing. So just spread the word. They can come into a Zoom session, and live I can do the meditation, the healing meditation. And what they will experience, of course, and you will experience, then you will, it will be better understood. My telling you something seems like a mumbo jumbo, a lot of it, because until and unless you experience it, you just do not understand it at that level. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think everybody will agree with me that you already transferred a positive energy through screen, although, but we are experiencing it through your poetry and the way you talk. I think it's really amazing. The optimistic approach we can see in your eyes, in your face, your smiling face. It's really amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am. And definitely we'll plan some kind of sessions if I get the good feedback and from our members. So overall, thank you so much to all my participants, all my amazing guests, my host. Without you, it was not possible, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the session. All the participants from kids, because without them, mainly my target is my kids, my youth, because we see future. We see our future in their eyes. They are our ambassadors. So thank you so much, Faiz, firstly for helping me out for this session technically, and of course you managed all the agenda with me and all that. Thank you, Fawad, again. Without you it was not possible. And our lovely participants, Rumesa, Anwar, Muntaha, Arisha, Amir, and then Zainab Zafar. She joined us from Riyadh, and we thoroughly enjoyed your story and your topic. You discussed social justice very well. And if I'm not missing any name, I hope I have taken all the names. And ma'am Misbah Khan, who joined us from UK. Thank you so much, ma'am. And last but not the least, ma'am Sadaf. Thank you so much. And of course, my team, my president, Wahid Saab, and my team, Rubina is here. Thank you so much, Rubina. And many team members are not here, but they're always with me when I was designing this agenda. We have so many meetings, we meet, we discussion, because it's not easy to manage this 1.5 hour. I want this 1.5 hour, half an hour meaningful, purposeful for all the viewers who are watching us, who are attending this Zoom session. So thank you so much. And inshallah, we will be back in the next session, and our every session is planned on the 3rd Saturday of every month at the same time on the same Facebook page, Elite Club KSA. So this is signing off, Javeria Asad, founder of Elite Club KSA. Allah Hafiz and take care.
Allah Hafiz.